they were receiving funds from China or had very major collaborations with China. You cannot claim to be a rational person depending on your convenience. Then you are not a scientist.
So, given how the situation has become worse after the second COVID wave, do you think that the government is delaying into making a better health infrastructure in the country, or what is your take on that? Should the government act on it as quickly as possible?
Look, our health infrastructure in such shambles that there is nobody has a magic wand to turn it, into something good in a year's time. Impossible.
Yeah.
It's a big country, almost really, really bad situation, and it's a tragedy that over such long period of time, uh, we have not been able to set up a decent infrastructure. Nobody expects us to have a infrastructure like rich European countries, but still, we should be able to have a reasonably decent functioning infrastructure.
Yeah.
Uh, the I mean, it's a responsibility of everyone and not just the government, because this
Hmm.
is not that money has not been pumped into this. Money has been, but there is so
Hmm.
much of siphoning of that money,
Hmm.
and just uh, every district major hospital is given money to set up equipment,
Yeah.
beds, and so on. But God knows what happens to that money. Certainly doesn't reach the intended purpose.
Hmm.
So also, while we do criticize the government for not doing its job when it doesn't, we should
Hmm.
also appreciate when it does.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
one clear example of that is the way the oxygen supply chain was managed. It is nothing
Hmm.
short of phenomenal. There was an oxygen crisis in the country towards end of April that
Yeah.
continued for about 2 weeks, and then suddenly nobody said anything about oxygen. All this discussion ceased, and the reason was
Hmm.
that the shortage was gone.
Yeah.
Now, what was done was that, see, there is no shortage of oxygen in the country. The real challenge was to manage the supply chain. So,
Yeah.
from essentially get the oxygen from producers to consumers quickly.
Hmm.
And that supply chain got sorted out in 2 weeks' time. And, uh, and that, again, for a country like ours, that is something quite incredible the way it was achieved. So, I think the governments must be given credit for that.
Yeah. Sir, so moving to the vaccination itself, what threshold of vaccine penetration will we need to curb this pandemic?
See, this is, I'm talking about somewhat medium to long term.
Hmm.
If we are able to vaccinate, let's say 50% of population,
Yeah.
we will be in a fairly good situation, because at least 50% population has become immune due to being infected and recovering.
Hmm.
So even if we vaccinate half the population, one can reasonably expect that at least 75% of population would become immune. And then
Hmm.
the chances of pandemic spreading will be minimal.
Also, one of the questions or one of the feuds that have been going on Twitter is that the choice of the vaccine itself has been made a political issue, whether you choose to be vaccinated by Covishield or being vaccinated by Covaxin. It somehow people are connecting it to you standing with a political side. What is your take on that?
Well, that's completely silly. This both the vaccines are quite good. Each one has
Hmm.
its own characteristics. They are not identical.
Hmm.
The results that both give are comparable. You
Hmm.
can say in certain aspects one is better another aspect, another is better.
Yeah.
But overall, in terms of stopping the serious infection, they are both very good. And so I don't really see any reason for any controversy here. But then some people have a lot of time on their hands, so they want to create a controversy. They do it.
Yeah, I actually get your point, what you're trying to say. One of the things that we have been looking at, and obviously it's in question for a very long time, ever since the pandemic started back in the earlier months of 2020 itself. एक क्वेश्चन जो genuinely सब उसका आंसर जानना चाहते हैं, and I want to know your take on that. Do you feel COVID is of natural origin?
See, I am not a biologist. No, I don't know how viruses work. So my knowledge about it is just about as good as yours or anybody else's. I have read a few things, few articles, and which state that there is a reasonably big question mark about its origin. There is one thing that I want to say though here. Now it's universally accepted that the origins are not clear. It could be natural, but it could be also man-made. And there is a need for a proper investigation and study into this. Now it is accepted. However, a year ago, this was anybody who suggested that the virus may have lab origins was frowned upon and sort of put in a or rather sidelined by the scientific community. And the top journals in this domain, they actually, once you read what they published and what they did not publish, it turns out, it appears as if they were running a campaign to establish that the virus had natural origins.
Yeah.
And the question is why? I mean, there are like respectable scientific journals, and scientists are expected to be rational. Well, you dig a little deeper, there are indications that many of these top scientists who were pushing this natural origin theory had conflict of interest in that they were receiving funds from China or had very major collaborations with China, and or some even were working in this manipulation of viruses, and were worried that if it turns out that this is has a lab origin, then the governments will shut down funding to study of virus modifications. So all these factors combine to make the scientific community behave in a completely unscientific way. And that's a tragedy. I think the scientists, all the scientists who did this really need to be answerable to the people at large, because you cannot claim to be rational person depending on your convenience. Then you are not a scientist.
Like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon to never miss any updates from Samachar.